Society is rushing to get rid of low-skilled workers. Society is rushing to get rid of low-skilled workers. Many companies are now rushing to get rid of people who work in food delivery service and food preparation. Watch this video to fully understand the implications this is going to have on these terrible individuals, why they won't be able to work or feed their families anymore. And I'll elaborate on why that's a good thing. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
And China's new sector that's been dubbed the low-altitude economy is heating up as the country struggles with the impact of its real estate recession.
The southeastern city of Shenzhen has long been at the heart of China's high-tech industry. And this park is home to one of the latest innovations. It's a mobile food and drink delivery service. Drones arrive from participating stores carrying customers' orders. Enter a passcode and the transaction is complete. This service is a new offering from the operator of a popular delivery app. It currently has mini drone ports like these at more than 10 locations around the city. The Chinese government hopes that promoting the use of drones at altitudes below 1,000 meters can boost the faltering economy. More than 4,000 different models were on show at this exhibition in Shenzhen. Applications cover everything from deliveries to disaster recovery, and even flying taxis.
So guys, the ultimate goal right now is to get rid of these individuals. There's actually a robot called Flippy over in California right now. Various locations have begun using it, and this robot has actually evolved over the years. What it can do is, and I've showed you videos of it before, is it is able to flip burgers and make fries. So basically, it can handle the food preparation process. Now, of course, they still do use a person to put everything together. The machine has not mastered the art of putting together food yet. However, I'm going to tell you right now that that's not a big problem to overcome. You see, what they'll simply do is design the food around the machine. And so, for example, you'll have buns, bread that is designed in such a way that it's that the machine will be able to easily stack it and put everything together. So it may change the way that we eat our food a little bit and the look and feel of our food, but ultimately, that's what's going to happen. And people are going to deal with it unless they want to pay even more money to purchase food from someone who works at McDonald's. There's a lot of you who are like, oh, we don't want those people to lose their jobs working at McDonald's. You don't understand. Some people need those jobs. There is nothing else that they can do. That's a load of BS. You could never make that type of argument back in the 80s and 90s. Okay? Fast food jobs were for people who were just basically getting started in life, like teenagers or people maybe in between jobs or the dregs of society. You were not working a fast food job as an adult and expecting to raise a wife and a kid on that, or provide for yourself on that. And we knew that. Now today you have people who are like, well, there's nothing else I can do. So, I need this job and I deserve a livable wage because I'm a human being. This is a form of socialism where they're stealing from the rich to give to the poor, because these jobs are just causing hyperinflation. They're causing the cost of living to increase for everyone else. And for example, if a person makes $20 at McDonald's to flip burgers and shake fries, that doesn't mean that if I'm working in insurance making $20 an hour, I'm also going to see an increase in my salary. Okay? And I'm going to say to my boss, well, these people at McDonald's are making $20 an hour. So that means that, I have a bachelor's degree and all of this other crap and years of experience. So that means that I deserve to be making at least $30 or $40 an hour. They're not going to see it that way. They're going to say, well, you can go and find another job. Okay. And all the while, the cost of living is going up around us. The cost of food is going up around us because of what these people are doing. And it gets passed on to people who actually went, got an education or learned a trade so that they could make more money. And even then, they're still not making more. So basically, we're being robbed on all fronts by the people in our society who offer the least value. There's some of you idiots who are saying things like, you know, people who work in food preparation, they're just as valuable as educators. Don't get me wrong, a lot of educators are crap today, but it's like throwing the baby with the bathwater out. You have to be mindful and realistic about the situation. Okay, it's like I've literally had I had a doctor in the comments pop up and say that he was getting ready to walk away from medicine because the notion that a person working in McDonald's deserves to have make a livable wage like a physician is a load of absolute and total BS. Absolute and total BS. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of you that listen to my videos that are not where you want to be in life right now, life is very hard. Life has ups and downs. But there's some of you that are blaming others for what's happened to you in life. Our boomer parents were terrible as Gen Xers. Our boomer parents were absolutely horrible people. Guess what? No one gives a damn. The world doesn't give a damn about you. You just have to keep on grinding and building and grinding and building. And that's something that you have to hear. All right. Uncle Angry tells you the truth, but a lot of you don't want to hear the truth. Some guy is 57 years old and he's like, well, my life is basically over. And it's like, bro, you didn't get what you wanted in life, but I'm looking at your profile picture. You're overweight. Whose fault is that? And don't get me wrong. Losing weight can be very, very hard. It can be extremely difficult to lose weight. Okay. Obesity is 100% a disease, but that's not an excuse for not trying. How many of these guys are going to the gym? How many of these guys are trying keto or the Mediterranean diet? Well, I'm depressed. Yeah, bro. The world doesn't care about your depression. Don't get me wrong. And you say you're depressed, but you're still going to this crap job that you do every day, right? Yeah, but that's been pretty much all I can really handle. It's like you just threw your guys. Never underestimate just how stupid people are around you, and never argue with a stupid person because they will always beat you with experience. These are things that George Carlin said. I've never truly completely understood it. I never realized just how mediocre most people are, and how how most people strive to live mediocre lives. A is for guys in the school of grading. A is for average. It really is, because being a doctor or a lawyer or these types of jobs or an engineer, that's an average person. Those are average jobs, all right? And most people today are just trying to be mediocre. The average person right now is just trying to be mediocre. They're not even trying to be they're not even. A lot of people just want to live a mediocre life and get by on me, and have a mediocre and get a livable wage for mediocre crap. Society has changed substantially, and the amount that you have to put in to get out of it is hard. But guess what? The answer is not communism or socialism. I'm just being very, very clear about that. A lot of people think that, well, screw it. This is capitalism sucks, man. All right. It's capitalism. That's why we're all suffering. That's why we're having hyperinflation. It's actually no. When we started giving out a bunch of free money back in 2020, which was basically a test run in socialism, that's one of the largest contributing factors to why we are where we are right now. A lot of people would never want to admit to any of that. It's the truth. It's the honest to goodness truth. All right. A lot of it has to do with all the funny money that we were handing out, and now it's coming back and biting us in the butt. Because when you print money out of thin air and begin circulating money, what ends up happening? You end up with hyperinflation. Okay? Because it's not properly assigned to any real value other than I can print it and people will spend it. All right. If you look at how Venezuela had their meltdown, almost a decade ago now, they practiced socialism in Venezuela. They did price controls in Venezuela, and it completely tanked the economy, and they've never recovered. and now they have a tyrannical state-run government, and Maduro is just basically like any other communist dictator at this point. If you Google what's happening in Venezuela, it's pretty terrible over there right now. It's absolutely horrendous. And that's the reality that a lot of these idiots in Western society want, because they want easy lives. And just because they haven't gotten what they wanted, just because companies are screwing us over, they think the answer is to burn everything down or to turn to socialism and let socialism fix the problem for us. And they don't care one way or another. They could care less about economics. They could care less about everything and anything else as long as they get their money. You can say, well, you understand the money's going to lose value. They don't give a damn, because the average person is extremely stupid. The average person is an idiot. Just imagine the stupidest person that you know, and then understand that half of all the people around you are dumber than that person. Like that's another take from George Carlin. Like, imagine the stupidest person you know, imagine the dumbest person you know, and then imagine that half of all the people around you are dumber than that person. And now you begin to understand how we ended up in the state of affairs that we are currently in, and why it's not going to be an easy ride going forward.
The development of this economy is of great benefit to companies operating unmanned helicopters and drones. It can bring new opportunities and help drive business.
Agriculture is one sector that's already feeling the benefit of China's drone boom. A specialized model can carry chemicals used in crop spraying. This mandarin grower says both the farm's layout and bad weather can make manual spraying inefficient.
More than a dozen people take 4 or 5 days to do the spraying. Drones can finish it in a few hours, which saves on chemicals, time and labor. I'm really grateful.
About a third of China's farmers have already begun using drones, and that's expected to help with labor shortages, as well as revitalizing farming villages.
If these kinds of drones are accepted by farmers, that will create a whole new industry for them and greatly boost agriculture as a whole.
One key element still needs to be in place before China's low-altitude economy can really take off. Rules and regulations to cover issues like airspace use and safety are currently insufficient. The country's largest drone manufacturer is urging the government to speed up related legislation.
Government policies can allow a range of industries to consider whether or not to use drones in their production processes.
Guys, I'm telling you right now, we're going to be living in a very different world in 10 to 20 years, maybe even 5 years, and I'll explain why. There's a saying, never waste a good crisis. And the truth is that change typically doesn't happen. It doesn't happen the way that we would imagine it. For example, you can have an entire decade where everything is just kind of like flat and nothing really changes much. And then suddenly something will happen and everything changes overnight. If you look at what happened after the events of 2020, everything changed. The world is a much different place than it was just 5 years ago. Just 5 years ago, the world is substantially different. Look at the value of money. Look at how we use technology now. You can't even go to a restaurant and get a menu anymore. You have to use a phone. If you go to the airport and you want to travel, you cannot get on the plane in a lot of places unless you have a cell phone. You have to have a cell phone. You have to be able to like scan a QR code and then fill out like a passenger check-in thing process online. It's insane. It's insane. And that's how insane it was like a few years ago. Like, this is like, you cannot travel anymore without a phone. What about people? This is it's a crazy society that we live in. It's a crazy world. It's not just in the United States. It's outside of the United States. It's expanding. So what, guys? The next time there's a major crisis, they've been working on AI, guys, right now, and the technology is there, and they said that within about 3 years, over the next 2 to 3 years, this technology will be heavily implemented across major companies, across many major industries. The next time we have a major economic crisis, guys, another recession, official recession, because we've been in a deep recession already, or it's officially a depression. That's when, guys, all of this technology will suddenly go boop. They'll press a button, they'll start firing everyone, and they will use the crisis as an opportunity to get rid of as many people as possible, replace them with AI, and it will basically be like you're in a completely different world within 1 to 2 years. Within a year, within a couple of months, the world will begin changing. And within 2 years, it's like you're in a completely different world, and the world just changed, just like took like a 10 to 20 year shift. That's how these things actually happen. It happened with smartphones where, before 2007, we didn't have smartphones. And then, and the world was a very different place, and there was and social media was not prominent as it was. And then just fast forward a couple of years later, and you have technology everywhere. You have smartphones, and they've completely disrupted the entire world. And AI is going to do the exact same thing, guys. Like, I use AI heavily in my life right now. I use AI heavily. Even when I'm not using AI, I'm using AI. Many of you don't even realize that you're using AI. When you're using something, when you're doing a search on Google now, you don't even realize you're using AI. And then the search and the search results that are popping up for some of you are literally utilizing generative AI. You don't even realize you are using AI. It's going to embed itself. It's already doing it. It's embedding ourselves in every fabric of our society. And over the coming years, the big goal is you're gonna call customer service on your phone, and you're not going to be speaking to a person. You're going to be speaking to a machine, and it might suck. It might not be as efficient as speaking to a person, but you're going to be speaking to a machine. You're going to be speaking to AI, and it will basically respond to you, as natural as possible. It's not going to be perfect. Companies don't give a damn. There is no way that they're going to waste even $5, that they're going to lose even $5 for a person when they can have a machine doing this, and it doesn't cost them. If you want to do the math, like a fraction of like not even $1, like pennies, or sometimes even a fraction of a cent. No company, even if it impacts quality of service, very few, as long as it works, as long as it's good enough, no company is going to pay someone even $5 an hour. We're talking about even in the Philippines, $5 an hour, or even $2 or $3 an hour. You heard me. When they can have when they can have a machine do it for them for the equivalent of a penny or half a penny, and they'll just keep all of that money to themselves. Eventually, of course, laws will have to be passed, to do something about this. For example, it's basically money going into the corporations, but money not coming out, because if all of the jobs are replaced by artificial intelligence, if you have companies that are running their entire business off AI, and so basically the way that money is supposed to work is, the consumer spends money at a company, and then the money returns to the economy through the employees, and then the corporation will also reinvest in society, and they'll basically create more jobs. But if corporations are no longer creating jobs, then all of the money that they get, they'll basically just keep for themselves, and then they'll turn around and begin using that money, as they'll put that money as they'll make that money available in the form of loans. So they'll start banks. For example, GE Capital, that stands for General Electric. Okay, so basically all of the money that General Electric was making, and they took all of that money, all of the excess money that they should have been paying to their employees, they took it, formed a bank, and then basically began loaning that money out. Okay, that's how they do it. So basically, people cannot afford to live. So they turn around, they start loaning this money out, and then people now have to pay interest on money that really they were supposed to be earning in the first place. It's a very evil thing. So that's exactly how companies will begin operating, where they'll begin taking that money and they'll just start loaning that money out and getting interest on it. So basically, you are 100% a wage slave, all right, and you have no recourse to this. So that's very, very much the world and reality that we're headed for. It's a nasty world, man. It's a nasty world. It's a nasty society, and you have to be strong. You have to be aware of it, and you have to basically say that I'm not going to I'm not gonna lay down and just take everything that happens, in the sense that you're gonna have to hustle, you're gonna have to grind, you're gonna have to keep on pushing forward, because that's how society is, that's how reality is. Reality is a hard thing, but I'm just glad that a lot of these losers won't have work soon, because they don't deserve those jobs. They offer no real value, and I've suffered so much in my life working so damn hard, and it's easy for me to just turn around and say, you know what, I wish I had just done this and this and this. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of these people that are doing this, they're not going to have jobs, and they think they're going to just go and burn down society. It's not that easy. They can try. A lot of them will be met with resistance, with enforcers, and there's going to be a lot of people in tent city. There's going to be a lot of extreme poverty. That's the reason why you need to learn how to build up a business, build a brand. Don't forget, guys, I have an entire course coming for you guys, which is going to teach you how to build a business and a brand on YouTube. This is a 6-figure channel that I built over the course of just a year. That's not counting the MW. That's not counting my other channels as well. So you really need to get on your hustle. You need to get on your grind. You need to understand that nothing lasts forever. You need to be very, very serious, guys, about your future. You have to be very serious about your future, because no one else is going to be serious. No one cares, guys. Society does not care about you. No one cares about you. The only person that cares about you is God and you. All right. And sometimes it will feel like God doesn't care about you at all when you think about the things that you will pass through in this world. I look back at the pain and suffering I've gone through, and I just sometimes I wonder, how God did you let me go through that? And there's not much you can do. You just kind of have to accept it and just keep faith in God and love God, even when He lets you suffer like hell. Like the suffering I've passed through, I've cursed God a million times because of the pain and suffering I've gone through when I was ill. But when doing that, you're putting the direction on God. Sometimes you don't know what absolute pain is. Some of you do. Some of you pass through some extreme illnesses. But gosh, guys, I'm telling you, when you go through some extraordinary pain due to illness, my God, sometimes you will wish you could just pass, and you cannot. I'm telling you, guys, I've been through that. I have lived through some suffering that no human being should pass through. And even then, I know there is worst. Even then, I know there is worst.
The burgers at this Los Angeles fast food restaurant are classic, but the workers may be the future. Cali Express touts itself as the world's first fully autonomous restaurant.
Okay, you're gonna help me get Wally to make me a burger, is that right?
From facial recognition as you order.
So go ahead and put in your order.
Okay. So we'll do the burger with everything and some raw onion, of course.
To the robot chefs behind the counter, almost everything here is made by machines. The fries by a robot called Flippy.
Flippy is using his robot arm to grab a basket. He's going to bring it over here to this freezer, and we'll dispense an order of fries into it. Because a robot arm is just a robot arm, but the secret sauce here is the AI that really powers it.
And for the main course, there's the burger bot, grinding the meat fresh, forming patties, and grilling to order.
As it spins around and as it gets to the end, it'll scoop it up and it'll dump it into this bucket.
Major chains are already starting to bite into AI and automation. Wendy's experimenting with AI-powered drive-thrus.
Welcome to Wendy's. What would you like?
Salad chain Sweetgreen has salads rotating through automation. Chipotle even has robots building its burrito bowls.
What would you say to people that say, listen, this is taking away jobs?
Restaurants have a really hard time finding workers, and it costs them a lot to have those workers. So you want to be very thoughtful about where you put those workers, because working the fry station is a pretty undesirable job. It's dangerous. You burn your arms.
Automation will likely eliminate some jobs. That may be inevitable. They didn't choose it at 30%.
But Brian Justy, who researches labor practices at UCLA, warns an all-robot kitchen may not be on the menu anytime soon.
I think there's a kind of significant smoke and mirrors trick happening here where you get claims of full automation.
Because even at what they call the world's first fully autonomous restaurant, there's Genoveva.
The robot helps me out a lot, and then I help the robot in turn.
She makes these burgers whole, adding toppings and, of course, the bun, something these robots haven't quite mastered yet.
All right, let's try this. Not bad.
A bite into the future, whether we're ready or not.
Guys, I'm telling you right now, let me make this very clear. If you don't think that the engineers are already working on this problem, you are insane. All right? Figuring out how to eliminate that lady so that assembles the food, you're crazy. All right? If it means changing the way that the food is structured, they will do it. For example, there are some burger buns that are flat on the top. And if that helps if making burger buns that are better in alignment with the burgers themselves, they will do that. All right? I'm telling you right now, this is where it's headed. Okay? Because no one is going to continue paying these kinds of costs. $30 an hour for someone who works at McDonald's. You have got to be absolutely kidding me. Guys, I'm so sick and tired of hearing it's about kindness. No, it's about theft. It's about robbery. It's about taking advantage of people. That's what it's about. It has nothing to do with kindness. It has everything to do with robbing humanity. It has everything to do with socialism. All right? And if they don't get it one way, they'll get it another way. That's what they're really doing.
Focusing on intelligent meal distribution system for restaurants. Each project is customized according to owner's demand. Provide efficient labor-saving solutions, including turntable train, straight train, express delivery lane, food delivery robot, and tablet ordering system. Sold to more than 40 countries. The ordering system allows guests to order meals freely and increase processing speed. Kitchen receive information immediately. Meals can be prepared more efficiently. Through the interconnection with delivery system, efficiency will be double. Also, prevent delivering to wrong table.
So as you guys can see right here, many of you guys are like, don't use conveyor belt delivery. But they've already figured out how to deal with this and prevent things like food tampering, where they have the machines that will literally cover your food. So it'll basically close and it won't open until it gets to the right table. This is another big innovation. It's another very big innovation, and this is something that you can end up having at even a restaurant like Denny's. It absolutely is. You could easily end up with an innovation like this at Denny's, where your food basically comes just like this on a conveyor belt, and you reach in, you take your plate out, and that's it. And there's no waitress or anything in. You need a drink, you put in an order. It goes to the kitchen. The chef in the kitchen puts the drinks in there. You reach in, you take your drink out. All right? They could even have a machine that prints out labels immediately. And the chef just basically takes them, puts a label here, puts a label there. And it could do it even automatically. You'll get to a point where the machines are just where everything is automatic. So, for example, even the fountain machines are automatically dispensing the drinks. And the investment is absolutely great, because it may cost more. It may cost money to buy these machines and invest in these machines, but over the course of a year and a couple of years, the machine is going to not only pay for itself, but when you have things like food delivery services now, these machines are going all night long. These machines don't need to sleep. So these machines can operate 24 hours a day, and people are up all night. They're ordering food all night. So these machines will cut out the labor cost. And the people who do these jobs, they're just going to end up in the streets. They're going to end up being homeless. They're going to end up in the streets, end up in shelters, living in their cars, living in the woods, living in the sewers where they belong with the Ninja Turtles, but they're not going to be out here destroying society like they think they're going to be. They're really good. They're going to suffer. They're going to suffer.
The speed of straight-type food delivery train reached 1 meter per second. Track can be designed to multiple layers, which greatly improves food delivery efficiency. It is very popular among large catering groups. The variety of train design with additional sound and light notification makes food delivery more interesting. Automatic front cover can be upgraded to enhance sanitation protection. The train stops precisely at each table. Guests pick up meals easily. Express laneway delivery system, simple and stylish design. Highlight the decoration with low key and calm. Exquisite craftsmanship of the meal does not require the embellishment of carrier. Meals are delivered all at once, without the waiting of carrier return to kitchen for next delivery. Efficiency is twice of train type. Meal delivery is neat but gives a full sense of security. Basket collection system is built underneath the track. Quickly carry heavy and dirty dishes from outfield to kitchen. Reduce personnel traveling time. Paired with sushi plate dishwasher for high-speed wash and air dry. Make the use of manpower more efficiently. The intelligent rail-type food delivery robot, equipped with self-developed world-leading technology, suitable for all kinds of meals, using AI intelligent navigation technology to calculate shortest path, support U-turn lane, crossroads and curves, with a speed up to 1 meter per second, multi-robots operation synchronously, unique capsule shape and lighting effects, making food delivery more interesting. The automatic protective cover isolates droplets bacteria effectively and improves the hygiene of restaurant. Hand over food delivery to robots, reduce the workload of waiters, and enable them to focus more on table service.
And guys, especially when you have, if we end up having another global event where we have to practice things such as social avoidance of one another again, guess what? They'll be pushing things like, things like this, like, contactless food service, where you don't come in contact with another person. You don't come in contact with a waitress, guys. No waitress. If there's no one bringing your food to you, that eliminates a significant portion of the staff. Guys, I'm telling you, it's no joke. It is no joke what's coming. Okay, these people are going to lose their jobs, and when they lose their jobs, they're not going to have anything to turn to, because these are lazy people. They didn't want to work hard in life. They didn't want to develop themselves. They didn't want to develop new skills, and now they're going to have to suffer. There are people in this world who struggle in school, don't have very good memories, not very good at math, not very good at reading. And guess what? It doesn't matter. They had to do the hard work. They had to put in the hard work. This is the reason why, I remember when I was at this company over 20 years ago, there was this lady who worked there, and she said to me that she used to go to school with a guy, and he used to be like an idiot in school. Like, he was like one of those class clowns. This guy was an idiot. Like, this guy's not going to go anywhere. And now fast forward many years, this woman is like in her 50s, pushing 60, and she reveals to me that she found out that he was an attorney, and she just couldn't believe it. You see, guys, school is a place that indoctrinates you. But the truth is that when it comes to real life, it's about the person willing to suffer the most. It's about the person willing to show up. It's about the person willing to keep on going and grinding and pushing and doing the jobs that no one else wants to do. It's about working in the late hours of the night and not having any free time. It's about pushing and grinding and giving it your all. And life is never going to be perfect. Life will never be perfect. Life will never be easy. Some people live life on easy mode, but then they end up with life on hard mode. For example, the saying is, especially, and this is usually directed on women, but it applies to people in general, men too. Those who are born rich leave the world poor, and those who are born poor tend to leave the world rich. And that's because the people who are born rich, they basically don't work for anything in life. But as they get older, they basically that easy life begins to deteriorate. And they never learn how to take care of themselves, provide for themselves, put in the hard work throughout the course of their lives. So then they continue to expect the gravy train to continue going on forever, but it doesn't. And then when they get old, they find themselves with nothing. And it's not just like overnight. A lot of these people, they end up in their 40s, 30s and 40s, and life just changes suddenly. They can't provide for themselves, and they are not used to providing for themselves. And they threw away a decade or multiple decades where they should have been learning and grinding and building and creating something. And now they're screwed. And they sink into mediocrity. If you're a person who's worked hard in life and you still ended up screwed over, I can empathize for you. But a lot of people are not like that. A lot of people, they lived mediocre lives. It's amazing when I hear stories like, bro, you did literally nothing with your life for 20 or 30 years. All right, for 40 or 50 years. That's why I've warned you about Chad and Tyrone. Sometimes you'll see these old white guys and old black guys, old white guys, like they still look kind of good looking, but they're like they shriveled up and everything. And what you don't understand is that they were out there in the streets for decades doing drugs, running around, playing games. They never developed themselves as men. So now where are they? They're in the streets, all right? And and you'll see them smoking a cigarette. And guys, forget these people. And then you'll have guys like, and you have the old Tyrones, and you're like, hey, how you doing, man? How you doing, man? Can I get a cigarette off you? Those old jokers, all right? And these people were creating problems in society. They were running around, creating problems, and they never developed themselves. And now they're homeless, and they're running their mouths about society and people and oppression, bro. You put yourself there, bro. You put yourself there. Little Pancho is out there too. Little Pancho's out there too, but he's out there trying to steal, trying to oh gosh, guys, I'm telling you, these people, they created this reality for themselves. They said that they didn't want to work hard, they wanted everything handed to them, and now this is the reality that they're facing, and they need to deal with it. And by the way, guys, I just want to remind you that we have our own site now. We have our own platform called Angry Guys Clubhouse. You can actually head over. You can find a link to the Angry Guys Clubhouse in description of the video. You also see something pop up on your screen. We have all kinds of great stuff. We have podcasts for you. We have chats. We have extended videos. We have guides. Everything on making money to building your own business and brand. We have a lot of great stuff for you over here on the Angry Guy Clubhouse. I was gonna say chat house, on the Angry Guy Clubhouse. I put out new articles every single day or virtually every day for you guys. There's always something over here, so you can find videos, you can find podcasts, you can find articles. I write these myself. It's really awesome. You can get in touch with me. You can touch base. There's everything that you can want over here, and then so much more. And I'm able to reach out to you directly. So if something ever happens to me on this platform, I can still reach you through the Angry Guy Clubhouse. You basically go over here, you put in your email address, and also when you sign up, when you subscribe to my Clubhouse, you also get access to to our incredible free digital nomad blueprint. So you get a copy of the digital nomad blueprint. That's going to help you to start your own business, get things going, pull away from the economy. It's not just there's so much in the digital nomad blueprint, so much in there. So you want to get a copy of that, and you get a copy just by signing up signing up on the Clubhouse. It's completely free, and it goes straight to your email. It's right in the welcome email. But yeah, guys, there's a link to a description of the video. So yeah, guys, I mean, society is rushing. It's rushing very, very fast towards this point. You're gonna have a lot of women who are gonna lose these jobs in the service industry, in the service industry, because the service industry is mostly made up of women.
The overall operation efficiency is improved, dining time is shortened, and the increase of table turnover rate benefits restaurants. Hong Shong Technology is a professional manufacturer of automated food delivery system. The company is composed by a group of professional project consultants, R&D, design, and services team. With nearly 20 years of professional experience, we provide the most comprehensive advice and implementation for meal delivery planning, product customized development, and catering trend discussion. Our service and customers are globalized. Through our team that pursues the goal of perfection, we provide excellent products and services to each partner. Hongshang Technology adheres to the belief of customer-oriented, service-oriented, innovative, and mutually beneficial. We give you absolute trust and professional service.
Guys, this was like 2 years ago. I just want you to know they've been working on this technology over the last couple of years. You could see that they were wearing masks in those. Most of the people in those that video, they were wearing masks. So this is technology that they were developing they were already putting in place 2 to 3 years ago. All right, this is an old video. Y'all. All right. So I want you to understand, this is what's coming. This is what's coming to your local Denny's. This is what's coming to your local sit-in restaurant, guys. All right? Those jobs are going to be eliminated, and people are going to be much happier not having to deal with another person. Imagine being able to go to a restaurant and not having to place an order with another human being. People are going to say that it's superior, not having to worry about getting a tip. And the only consequence is that the machine will come over, it'll bring your food to your table, it'll be sealed in a compartment so no one can tamper with it, and you just reach in, take out your own damn plate, and put it on the table yourself. You want drinks? You don't have to wait for some mean waitress to come by and grab your order. You basically do it on the tablet on the table, or do it using your phone. And within minutes, you're right, boom, your drinks are there. This will improve service so much more. Who cares what happens to these people who lose their jobs? They don't give a damn about you. Why the hell would you care about them? To be honest with you, they're over entitled, and they think that they deserve something for nothing. All right, holding on to these extremely easy jobs. They're like, oh, well, if you don't want to tip your waitress, then stay home and eat ramen noodles. No, how about I go to a restaurant that's fully automated, where I don't have to tip at all. I don't have to even deal with a person, and the food will come straight to me. It'll come from the kitchen. The chef will prepare it. It'll come out and it'll come straight to me. I can grab my own food. I can have drinks when I want them, and I don't have to worry about someone spitting in my food either. And and then when I'm done, I pay, I leave, and there is no tip. And that's it. And if they want to charge, and if the restaurant slaps on an extra fee, because it's automated, I don't care. They can build it into the food, or they can charge me a service fee for the cost of for the machines in there. I don't care, but I'd rather because at least you're getting a flat fee, guys. Think about it. It's a flat fee. It's not like an extra $5 or $10, guys. It's not a percentage of your meal. They're not going to charge you a percentage of your meal. Let's say it's $5. All right. Your food costs this amount, and then they charge you $5 for the service because for the machines, the cost of the machines and maintenance. That's $5. I know every time I go in there, I'm always gonna have to spend $5 for that. Oh well, okay, but it's no longer gonna be 10% or 15, or not even 10, 15, or these days it's at least 17 or 20%. No more of that crap. So I can go in there, I can have a great meal, enjoy myself thoroughly, and I spent $5 for the machine that brought me my damn food, and I'm happy as a pig in mud. All right. I don't know why I have so many damn delivery drivers on my channel either. I can't stand them. I don't like these delivery drivers. It's not like they're ever going to be of any value to me. Oh, angry, blah blah. I don't care, but like if you're a delivery driver, I really don't care about you like that. I'm just being real. Like if you're one of my subscribers and you deliver food, I don't really care about you. I don't care about you. I don't like you. If you can't feed yourself or your family, honestly, I'm not crying for you. I really do not like the food delivery drivers. I don't like restaurant, with people who do service work in restaurants. It's changed. It was different in the past, but now no. Like waiters and waitresses, I really rejoice knowing that these people won't be able to feed themselves and their families in the future, because these jobs will be gone. If you work in fast food and you're cooking fries, I don't like you guys either. Restaurant workers, outside of like the cooks, like in the kitchen, I'm cool with the cook, because like the cook, that's a job. All right, they're cooking food. They actually have to have a set of skill sets. I'm cool with the cook. But the general person, like the waiters, waitresses, taking these other people like working at McDonald's, I don't like. Listen, I am so glad that those jobs will be going away. A lot of these people won't be able to survive anymore. They will have to end up in shelters or on the streets where they belong. That's where they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be in those shelters. They're supposed to be in the streets. They're supposed to be out there with their kids. All right, you go out there, you see the babies crying on the street like wah wah wah. It's either too hot or it's too cold or the weather is stuffy. And diaper is filled with the diaper is filled with poo, and like they don't have any changes, they don't have any more diapers. It's a hard knock life, man. It's a hard knock life, but no one is paying for them or their kids anymore. They're gonna have to figure it out for themselves. And then once 10 cities finally come along, once they go in, they're not going to be coming out, because they're going to say basically you weren't doing anything out here productive in the first place, and you want to come out of 10 city. You're not coming out of 10 city. All right, they'll tell them all kinds of BS like, oh, we're taking you here to get aid. Just like when they institutionalize you, they're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna do some observation. 3 weeks later, you're still stuck there. 3 months later, 3 months becomes 3 years, and then now you figure out you've been in there for a couple of years or even a couple of decades. Yeah, listen, it's gonna be like that. A lot of people are gonna go when you go into 10 city, you are not coming out of 10 city. All right. These people are going to be in 10 city, and it's going to be hard in 10 city. And I've said this plenty of times. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Tyrone is the king of 10 city, and he is going to rule 10 city with a strong fist, all right? With an iron fist. He's going to rule 10 city. When he is hungry, he will be eat. When he is thirsty, he will drink. When Tyrone wants some loving, he will get some loving. And he is not putting up with any nonsense in 10 city, because he is the king of 10 city. I know many of you guys are probably wondering about the length of these videos now. You're probably noticing that, I went from producing videos that were between 10 and 15 minutes long to basically producing borderline full-length documentaries. What's happening now is how YouTube has changed. YouTube basically wants us to create longer videos now, sit-down videos. For example, they want me to make videos where you're going to take this video and you're going to sit down and watch television. So the people that are most valued on YouTube right now are basically people watching these videos, let's say on their laptop. They're laying down or relaxing and watching this video on their laptop, and they're going to be watching the video. They want to watch videos for a long period of time, because YouTube is basically now replacing platforms like Netflix and Disney Plus and Hulu, even Crunchyroll. Because, for example, when I want to watch something, if I can't find something on Crunchyroll, I'm basically screwed. The only thing that I actually really use Hulu and Netflix for are basically anime and the occasional show. Very rarely. This is like the first time in years that I've ever done this, where like there was a show called Shogun, and this is like the first time ever, one of the first few times ever in like 10 years since Hulu's been around, that I've actually watched a show on there. Other than that, I've only used Hulu for things like Bleach: 1,000-Year Blood War. So I think that's what it's called, like to watch. And Netflix is the exact same thing. I only use Netflix for anime. And if for example, there was like this anime recently about dragons and not dragons and monsters, eating monsters in a dragon in a dungeon. I really liked it. And that was it. And I was spending like almost $20 a month just to watch that one anime. When Bleach: 1,000-Year Blood War comes back, or whatever it's called. I think we're on, like, I don't know if it's season 2 or 3. I think it's season 3 or core 3. I'll basically renew for that, and I'll basically watch that again, and then I'll cancel my subscription. And then what they do is they get by based on the notion that people are not going to cancel their subscriptions. But I sure as hell am canceling my subscription. I'm not sticking around for this crap. I am 100% not sticking around. I just recently canceled my Hulu subscription, and I canceled my Netflix subscription again. If you don't offer me any value, then I'm not going to stick around. I watched a show called The Dragon Prince on Dragon Prince on Netflix, and I don't like some of the themes in there, but I've been kind of invested in the story for so long. But the series is about to wrap up. I don't know if it's this season or the next season after that, that's basically the end of it, and I am so looking forward to it. And yeah, so I mean that's one of the reason why these videos are getting longer. Like, it's not just me. You can look at a lot of other YouTube channels now, and the videos are getting much longer with a lot of YouTubers, because this is basically a sit down experience. A lot of people want, want longer videos. They want to be able to sit down, relax, enjoy their video while they're having a meal. And, there's going to be always the people who watch like this video for a little bit of time, a short period of time, and then they're going to just drop off. But then there's another group of people where you know exactly who you are right now. You're chilling, you're watching, probably eating your steak or your whatever the hell you guys eat, living your life, living your best life, drinking a beer or whatever, or soda, Coca-Cola, because you guys like your Coca-Cola. Guys, they love Coca-Cola in Mexico. Like they even have there's actually a difference between Mexican Coca-Cola and American Coca-Cola, and they do it in glass bottles. I really like the way the Mexicans do it over there. They love Coca-Cola over there. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. So yeah, the longer form videos, you guys know who you are. You want to sit down, you want to watch these videos, you want to enjoy these videos for a longer period of time. And it sucks when you're like, oh, it's a 10-minute video or a 15-minute video and it's finished very quickly. But when you have a longer video, you don't really care at some point. Like you just want to relax, sit back, and just hear Angry Guy talk crap for an hour. So now, basically, that's what YouTube has done. If we want to have our videos seen, and if we want to be able to do better on the platform, our videos have to be longer. We have to build longer videos, create an adventure for you guys. You can sit back, kick back, relax, and give you an experience similar to Netflix now, and to these other platforms like Crunchyroll, for example. Most videos on that platform are 20 minutes long. We now have to keep you here for a much longer time than that, because there are a lot of people who are just going to keep on listening. Like once they're into the video, after they've been watching for 5 minutes, they're probably going to watch the whole video, and they're not going to change. They're just not going to go to anything else. Because what other video are they going to watch? What else are they actually going to watch? What are they going to do? Jump to something else that's like 10 minutes long. They've already been listening to this for this long, for this point in time. And they're like, you know what? It's not bad. It's entertaining. It's keeping me entertained and keeping me distracted, which is kind of what life is about at this point. So I'm just going to keep on listening. Because what are the alternatives? I can go and watch a 5-minute video and then I got to jump to another 5-minute video or a 10-minute video. And you're like, oh, that's not so bad. But think about it carefully. If you're kicking back and relaxing, you want to be entertained for a couple of hours or even an hour, it gets annoying having to go from one 10-minute video to another 10-minute video to another 10-minute video to another 10-minute video, versus being engaged in one video where you're getting ups and downs and peaks and highs and lows, and you're going on an adventure, man. You're going on an adventure. And I really enjoy doing that. I really enjoy taking you guys on an adventure, taking you on Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You guys remember Bill and Ted from the 80s, man? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Those were the days. It's interesting. It's absolutely interesting.
Is under threat from this new phase of AI. Let's bring in Deirdre Bosa. She's out west with today's Tech Check. Deirdre.
Hey, Kelly, that was a great interview. And, every company that may be threatened by generative AI finds a way to say that they're going to harness it. And I think that the Duolingo CEO did just that. What he was talking about, though, felt more like an argument in the chatbot era. And this week, with the OpenAI demo with Project Astra at Google I/O, we're moving into this era of agents. So when he says that one of the most important things is conversational language learning, that's exactly what these agents do. You can interrupt them. And I think that they can emote, they can rationalize. So I think that that's a huge difference from what he says that we have seen over the last, I think he said 8 years with Google Translate. A lot of that capability we've already had, but what you're seeing on your screen right now is, more of a tutor, someone who can respond to you in real time. And I think that that is a big shift. Certainly, a lot that they will have to confront in this new model with this new generative AI. I'll also just say that Duolingo has held up, a little better than some of the other public EdTech companies. You look at a Coursera and a Chegg, that 12-month performance, and they've really been seen as most vulnerable in this generative AI shift. You can see right there, that's Chegg. But if you look at those three names, Coursera as well and Duolingo, you can see that, they have been a little vulnerable. Ad tech is another area that we've talked about, Kelly, that could be vulnerable here, right? When you give all of these creative tools to the AI, but these names have held up a lot better. I'm talking about the Trade Desk, PubMatic, Magnite, and here generative AI really is seen as a co-pilot that does need to be harnessed by creatives.
And I wonder if there's any areas that, and we've talked obviously about the disruption to businesses like Fiverr and those that had traditionally kind of outsourced work that your AI agent now may be able to do for you. I wonder if there's areas we're not thinking about that could be enhanced. Maybe Duolingo's right, and now the ability to learn language conversationally will actually be much easier and draw more people in. I mean, what are other places, I wonder, that we should be thinking about, not just, what's going to go away from this, but what could be enhanced?
You hit on one of the most relevant conversations, especially that's being had here in Silicon Valley over the last 12, 18 months, ever since we saw ChatGPT. This idea that in the long run, this is going to lead to more jobs, not less, better skilled jobs, upskilling by the workforce. But I think in these early stages, Kelly, we're still seeing that shake out. And maybe at the beginning, we thought that chatbots would eliminate blue collar workers. What we've seen so far is white collar workers, right? It gives people the ability to code. So maybe it's leading to less junior engineers to make way for the really expensive talent that are AI scientists, data scientists. So we're still in the early stages. We're seeing that shake out. But some of those white-collar jobs will have to be sacrificed first, is what we're seeing, until we see that real efficiency and upskilling take place.
Absolutely. Deirdre, for
here's the thing, guys, and it's something that you have to absolutely consider. So for men, this really doesn't matter. Of course, there are going to be a bunch of jokers who are like, oh, my job is gone. The reality is, if you've been working, for example, in the gaming industry for 20 years, and you don't have the capacity to go out and strike out on your own to develop your own game, then especially with the tools that are around today, then what the hell have you been really doing? It's about taking the skill sets that you've learned in your field and then reapplying them in other areas to do things on your own. If you cannot do something without handouts, then you failed at life. I'm just being honest. Nothing is free in this world. Life is hard. Just because you have a lot of people who've been handed things doesn't mean you're going to be one of them. And these things dry up over time. You get used to this type of life. Guys, for example, a universal basic income or universal high income would be horrible for people. Because just imagine, people get used to a universal high income and at some point they take it away. Like, no one thinks about this. Just imagine you get used to a universal high income where you're getting like fat checks of $5,000 a month. But the thing is, with inflation and everything else, most of that is basically being taken away from you. But hey, you don't have to work. You don't have to do anything. You're basically able to eat, sleep, and poop for free and just live a hikikomori life. And then let's say the system starts to go bottom up and they can no longer afford to or no longer want to give you that money, and now you need to go back into the workforce and actually provide real value. How many people are going to be able to do that? Most people won't be able to do that because their skill sets will have fallen behind. A lot of people will no longer be able to do basic math. Reading comprehension will have gone down because everyone's using, especially Gen Zers, they're all using dictation, so it's being read to them. You've got to be kidding me. So they can't read, they can't write, they can't do math. Their skill sets have lagged. They don't know how to think anymore. And skills that they had previously, like programmers, they can't program anymore. They didn't keep up to date with the new technology, the latest technology. So they're all doing so. The last thing they remember was C+ or C Sharp or C+ or C Sharp or C++, and that's already been replaced by Rust. That was replaced by Rust 20 years ago. But if you guys hear Rust, you don't even know what Rust is. That's a new programming language, guys. Okay. That's just how insane society is. There's brand new programming languages coming out. Almost, it feels like every day now. Maybe it's not every day, but it's constant. Okay? It's insane. It's insane. People think that technology is making our lives easier. The reality is, in many ways, it's making our lives more complex. And those that think that they're going to get something for free, there's a rude awakening coming for them. Nothing is free in this world, essay. This is a hard world to live in, hombre. It's muy difícil. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm really kind of excited about the whole Duolingo thing because I want to work more on my language skills. I want to refine my language skills a bit more, and I definitely want to learn Japanese much better because I can speak a little Japanese, not a ton, and it's kind of messed up because I've been watching anime. I've been just almost everything I consume is in Japanese. So much of the content on a daily basis, it's either YouTube or it's just anime. So the fact that I cannot speak fluent Japanese kind of pisses me off, and I really want to, even though my Spanish is not terrible, I definitely want to get better to the point where I feel even more comfortable. So, it's just something that I have to work on and think about it. I think that with generative AI, you can learn certain phrases. For example, like in Spanish, they say things strange. There's like all kinds of strange phrases. For example, like if you're drinking, if you have a drink, right, and it's a very good drink and it tastes good, you don't, a lot of people won't say "Esta es muy bueno." They'll say "Es muy rico," and you're like, "What? Muy rico?" And it means very rich. And you're like, they'll say, so it's like a way of saying it's very good, but instead of saying, it's muy bueno, no, it's muy rico. It's muy rico. Like, get the hell out of here. And you wouldn't know these things unless you're around Spanish-speaking people and you have Spanish-speaking friends. Oh, God. To teach you, like, the slangs and all that other stuff. Guys, it's about just continually developing yourself. But I will say, like I said, I've learned my lesson. Like, you got to be careful with people, because sometimes you'll have $1 in your pocket and you're like, all I have is $1 in my pocket. You don't understand that there are a lot of people that will basically want to control, alt, delete you for that $1 because they are losers. And you might think that they're doing better than everyone else. The reality is you don't know how much they've stolen from other people to get to where they are. And again, guys, do not forget, guys, come and join the Angry Guy Clubhouse. It's awesome. It's nice over here. All right, we've got guides for you. We've got guides on all kinds of stuff that's going to teach you how to make some money. We've got articles for you on all kinds of different things. Everything from discussing why the Dark Ages were actually something that was planned, all right? Or how to, talking about the silent rage of Gen X and why Thanos made a mistake. He should have done a population cap instead of, wiping out half of the universe, or why men are staying home and just watching society burn, or how men going their own way has actually robbed women of their futures, or, hey, just how to build a thriving business empire and have fun doing it. We've got something for everyone. We talk about a wide range of subjects, like how the boomers destroyed our futures, and now millions of them are ending up homeless, or how DEI, so diversity, equity, inclusion, has backfired, and the unintended consequences on women and society. There's something for everyone. You could also head over to chat. We have podcasts, we have extended videos. Guys, what more do you want? What more do you want? And to top that off, when you do sign up, when you do join, it's so awesome. You also get a free copy of the Digital Nomad Blueprint. I mean, what are you guys thinking? What are you doing? You're not there yet? You need to get over there. Guys, our society is such a cesspool, but nothing's going to change. You're just going to have to keep on grinding, putting money away, and investing in yourself. That's the best that you can do, and that's the best advice that I could really give to you guys, because it's not going to get any better, guys. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get much, much worse. But, guys, I want to know what you think regarding all of this. Society is rushing to get rid of low-skilled workers, and I'm personally very pleased about this. I think they're scumbags, and I'm grateful that they won't have jobs soon. Let me know your thoughts on this, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA. Men walking away. And cheers. Guys, congratulations. It's a celebration. If you made it to the end of this video, because this was a 1 hour video. This is a 1 hour video. Just a few minutes over an hour. It was a 1 hour video. And if you stuck around to the very, very end of this video, I want to congratulate you. I would think of doing something special, like, okay, well, if you made it this far, then here's a gift for you. But like, I have to be careful with that, because there are some people who might say, okay, so Angry does these things at the end of his videos, so I'm just going to start scrolling to the end of every single video to find out if he's giving away something. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that here. But I am going to give you a special congratulations if you were able to watch, if you watch this video to the end. On the other hand, many of you were just enjoying yourself, enjoying your dinner, you're enjoying your meal, and you just wanted something to watch, and I gave you that. All right, so good job to me too. I have to give myself credit. Gotta give myself credit. All right, guys. So congratulations on making it to the end. And load up another video, man. Enjoy yourself. All right. Let's keep the party going. The boomers, just like they didn't care about anyone else but themselves. You got to care about you, man. Just don't care about anyone else and just do you, bro. Do you. And cheers.